Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to Tarot Tuesday, the weekly series in which I read your cards for free. Tonight, I am actually going to introduce two new decks. I recently got gifted two new decks, one of them being an Oracle deck and the other one being a tarot deck. And I am so stinking excited to read from these. I have been charging them. Hey Lori, how are you? I have been charging them. I cleared them. Like I am so excited, and I can't wait to see how they actually read. A friend of mine, I have several friends that work for um, different studios, and one of my friends got her hands on a deck that they were giving to employees for a certain movie. And she's like, I don't read tarot, but my friend does. So she sent me the Labyrinth Tarot. Y'all, we're reading from the Labyrinth Tarot tonight. We're reading from the Labyrinth Tarot tonight, all right? I am so stinking excited. Bethany, how are you? What's up, Beth? Amanda, how are you, my lovely? I'm so really excited to read from these. The other deck, I actually have two other things to introduce tonight. The third is going to be very interesting, and I have never used anything like this, so it's going to be fun to try. All right. So that was my tarot deck that I got. I know, it is beautiful. The other one is an oracle deck, and it is the Seed and the Sickle oracle deck, and I have to say that this one, the box is just really cool. I dig the box, and we all know I have a thing for boxes. But this one, when you open up the bottom like this, there is a little picture there with words, and one it says one to wither, one to grow, one for the Sid. Sorry, it's Shid. One for the Shid, and one for the crow. Um, that's cool to me. That is very cool. And then you've got another little box here. Oh, Amanda, I'm so excited. I just hit myself in the face. I got so excited for you. I'm like, ah! I'm so excited. My daughter's girlfriend works at Amazon, and she loves it. She tells me all the time, she's like, I get to work with robots. She likes it. So I hope you like it. 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Woo! That's a shift and a half, man. The Oracle deck, like I said, is the Seed and the Sickle, and this was really cool for the Oracle deck because you have your normal, and every Oracle deck that you get, it's not like tarot where there are certain cards that you expect. Like in tarot, you expect to see an Empress and an Emperor and death, and like you expect to see those cards no matter what the imagery is. Well, in Oracle, it can be anything. And typically it's just like this one word that you have to look at the image and you have to think about the meaning of the word, and then you kind of intuitively grab a meaning and message from that. So like this isn't different from that. You've got one word and you've got some type of image, right? What's cool about this deck was that it's separated into 4 different seasons. So you have summer, fall, winter, spring, all in this deck. Then instead of reading shadow cards, instead of they call it shadow or reversal card, they call it dawn and dusk. And they've given 2 different guides to reading a dawn and dusk. Y'all, I absolutely adore this. So this might be coming out more often in the future. And lastly, Amanda making that cash. Yeah. That one's good. Lastly is this. They are divination coins. And there are 3 different types of divination coins. You have the moon and the sun. right? And they're all yes and no. So this one says proceed and beware. You have one that is a galaxy and it says nope or hell yeah. So again, yes or no. And then this one was slightly like witchy, slightly memento morte. I can't ever say it right. But it has a yes and a no. So I thought these would be fun to play around with tonight as well. So if anybody has a yes or no question, I would love to be able to try to answer your yes or no question with the coins. Before we get started, since these are new deck and I have new coins, I am going to take an extra step tonight just because I'm being called to do so. I'm going to take the extra step and I'm going to just do a quick smoke cleansing of the deck. This is just cedar. It's not anything out of the ordinary. And all I'm doing is putting smoke around the cards and around the coins. And I'm doing it in a clockwise motion to bring good energy in because that's what I want. I don't necessarily fear bad energy being in those cards. I just want to bring good energy in. All right. What's up, Maria? Everybody's here. Yeah. All right. Who wants a reading tonight? Everybody here, right? Lydia, I didn't see you sneak in. How are you? You can't stay because you're at work, but love a reading. All right. All right. I will definitely get you a reading. And Lydia, thank you for joining while at work. All right. So we're going to pull the tarot first. And if I don't like the reading for the tarot, then I will go to Oracle. Again, this is the first time that I'm using these. And there are certain differences in this tarot deck. Like they have feathers and pots instead of wands and pentacles. So, Maria! I'll get you, and then it will be Lori, and then Amanda, and then Beth. All right. And Lydia. Lydia, since you have to go to work, I'm going to pull you first, okay? Or since you're at work. Lydia, I see like a lot of dark around you. And it's not dark like metaphorical dark. It's like physical darkness. I just see like a lot of dark colors. But you feel you have this tired energy about you right now. Like you're physically tired, but there's something that's making you happy. That makes sense? All right. So you got the 4 of pots, and that's what this looks like. I love this deck. It's too cute. You got the 4 of pots in shadow. And since this is not the normal, I will be definitely looking up the words. Reversed. 4 of pots represents withdrawal and isolation. You're struggling with disappointment. Hiding yourself away isn't the answer. Process your feelings and then get back out there. Better times are ahead. Ooh, this deck is already calling people out. Whoa, you heard it. You heard it. The words that stuck out for you, Lydia, are you're struggling with disappointment. Who are you worried to disappoint? The only person you need to worry about disappointing is yourself. And it seems like you are doing that. You're disappointing yourself because you're holding yourself back from things. You are not just giving yourself excuses, but you are planning ways. That's what it feels like. So this is saying stop. 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 Think about what you want, and even if it's scary, go after it. All right? Even if it's scary, go after it. All right. Amanda. Nope. It's Maria and then Lori and then Amanda. See, I started looking in the wrong place, y'all. You're gonna have to keep track of me. These decks have me like way too excited. I'm worried that this is almost gonna be like the Sandman deck. Do you guys remember when I read from the Sandman deck? Like it gave no cares for feelings whatsoever. It was just there. Serena! How are you? Y'all, Serena is my cousin, but sort of like my niece because she's my kid's age. How are you? Was the trip long or are you still riding? All right. Maria. Maria, the moment I'm connecting with your energy, my jaw is like locking up, like I'm anxious or nervous, like I'm biting down hard. Relax. Easier said than done, I know. And I feel like kitchen. That's all I can say is like there's light coming in, but it's like a natural source light coming in. Feels like a window off to your right. You got the High Priestess in shadow. I love that their High Priestess looks like this. So you got the High Priestess in shadow, and we know from a regular deck, the High Priestess is knowing your power, knowing your spiritual connection, knowing your connection with everything. And this came in reverse. So I'm going to go ahead and say, I think you're losing your connection. Like there's something that feels off to you. We're going to look at your words still, but Maria, I really feel like things feel off. Things feel disconnected to you. You don't feel the same person and you don't feel like you're connected to you. That's what it feels like. So let's see what their words have to say about the Empress or the High Priestess. Someone who's doubting themselves and choosing to ignore their intuition to their own detriment. It's time to reconnect with yourself. Time to take away the opinions and judgments of others and get back in touch with your own thoughts and feelings. You're so much more powerful than you give yourself credit. It's time to grab a hold of that power. All of those words, Maria. You have lost connection to yourself because you've allowed other people to fill your head with visions that are not you, but are their visions of you. Everybody has a different perspective of who we are. There's going to be people that tell you that I'm the most hateful human being on this planet. And then there's going to be other people that tell you that I am pure love. They're both right. They just got a different version of me. But then there's the version I think of myself. And that's the person you've lost connection with, Maria. Who is Maria to you? Without everybody else, who is Maria to you? And I think when you find her, what I feel with this is when you find her, you're going to hit the next goal. That's the way it kind of comes out in my head. Is like there's this thing that you're reaching for, but you're not going to get until you reconnect with you. Okay. I know, right? I think this thing is like this deck specifically is calling out some fools. All right. Next is make sure Lori. Lori, let's see what it says. Lori, normally when I connect to your energy, I close my eyes. I do that for everybody. I close my eyes. And this time I had my eyes open. And it feels like you don't want to close your eyes. Like you're just trying to see everything right now. You're feeling everything. And I see like thought bubbles, but I don't see what's inside. I just see thought bubbles. Does that make sense, Lori? No problem, Maria. All right, Lori, you got the Two of Pots in shadow. And what's interesting about these two is one has a lid and one doesn't. One has a lid and one doesn't. Why? I want to say you're covering something and uncovering the other. Sort of like I hear playing the shell game. Are you playing the shell game? Like you're letting people see one thing and then you're covering up the other? Two of Pots in reverse suggests you're out of sync with someone close to you. A relationship may be on the rocks or a partnership may have soured. Examine your feelings. What is it that you want to going forward? If harmony can't be reached, it may be time to cut ties and move on. And as I'm reading these things, I'm reading these words, I am getting multiple people in my head. I see multiple people in my head. It's almost as if you're just done with everybody's crap right now. Is that why you're playing this shell game? Like you're trying to be very diplomatic about things. You're trying to cover up the things that really make you mad so that way it doesn't hurt people while giving them small things so that they have an answer of why. Yeah. So I am going to say no. I'm going to let the cards say it. We're going to pull an oracle for you. How do you get out of this? How do you make this better? Because this hurts. This doesn't feel good. You're doubting yourself as also as well. Wondering if making too much out of things. You got the hawthorn. And you got it in dusk. You did not get it in dawn. I'm looking up quickly trying to find it because, again, this is the first time I've used this one. And Amanda, Ashu can absolutely get a reading. No problem. I am just trying to find the card because I don't understand the hawthorn. Because the hawthorn tree, correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I don't know the tree. I don't know the tree well enough to say anything about it. But I do know that a hawthorn tree is used in a lot of magic, a lot of protective healing magic. You'll see a hawthorn tree. So I'm wondering, what is it? Are you? Oh, I'm getting a ringing in my ear. So I hit nail on the head with the protective magic. The wisdom of the past is all around us, and there's plenty that we can learn from it. Hawthorn helps us to reconnect with these stories. Hawthorn is telling you to reconnect with the stories. What are the memories? So right now you're upset with everybody and you think you're making a mountain out of a molehill and everything's feeling disconnected and just irritable. The cards want you to remember why it is the way it is. What is the stories that brought you to this moment? And it's through those stories that you're going to find the healing that you need and the understanding. You have so many questions right now. You have so many questions. And I will say, from reading your cards over and over again, there are things that when I ask get hidden from me. There are things that you are not to know right now. But what you do need to know right now is that you need to remember the stories. Remember the stories and stop covering up the truth. Okay? All right. Next is Amanda. Amanda, I'm excited that you get to start working at Amazon. I hear so many people getting jobs with Amazon, and from what I've seen so far, they're pretty good. Amanda, there's like a chill that's running from the back of my right ear down my neck. I've just got like this chill. I don't know if it's somebody touching the back of your neck, but it's a chill right there. And I smell chlorine. Okay. Okay. I want to check something real quick. All right. You got the 9 of feathers. The 9 of feathers. The 9 of feathers kind of, the imagery itself just looks like it's all thrown up in the air. Like it's going to fall where it's going to fall, right? And that's your life right now. Everything's just thrown in the air and it's going to fall where it's going to fall. Is that how you feel, Amanda? It did come out in shadow, though. So the 9 of feathers reflects the energy of the upright position and amplifies it. Your fear is driving you to distraction, and your anxiety is getting the better of you. It's time to muster your courage and face your fears. You just may find there wasn't anything to be afraid of after all. The one thing that stuck out most, Amanda, and this deck calls some people out. Dang. your anxiety is getting the best of you. You're allowing yourself to create things that will happen but haven't happened yet. But you are already putting in motion the idea that this is going to happen. And so you preparing yourself not to get hurt. Yeah. So when you do that, you create self-fulfilling prophecies, right? Because our mind creates our reality. And if I say I'm not going to do well, or if I say I'm going to lose this, that's exactly what's going to happen. You know, and I hear people say, well, then just say I won the lottery. It doesn't work like that, right? But when we put negativity in our head, our brain loves feeding off that stuff. Loves feeding off that stuff, especially if you have anxiety or trauma or both, right? It's like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? This is going to be bad. And you're trying to tell yourself it's not going to be, like, this isn't going to happen that way. And it's like, no, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. That's just your head. That's just your head. So what I'm going to tell you to do is something that has been working pretty regularly for me. Is I look at myself in the mirror directly in the eyes and I tell myself, you are a badass bitch. You deserve wealth. You deserve health. You deserve everything that you put your heart out for. And it's coming. Why? Because you deserve it. And I tell myself that every single morning. Every single morning. Some mornings I believe it. Some mornings I don't. But the mornings that I don't are becoming fewer and far between. So, Amanda, whatever you got to tell yourself in order for you to see yourself as love, do it. Do it. Tell yourself you deserve it. Tell yourself that you deserve happiness. Because sometimes our brains tell us that we don't, and so we fulfill that part. All right? You do that. Carry it on. You're going to do well. I know you will. I know you will. And I think that once you get in there, there's this thing that is in the back of my head as far as your Amazon, because I know that's a nerve-wracking experience going to a new job. I think once you're in there, I think they're going to find ways to accommodate you because you're a good worker. So don't let your back make you scared. Okay? You got this. All right. We have next in line. Next in line is Beth. Hello, Beth. All right. Beth, why do I feel like you have a yes or no question? Like you saw those coins, you're like, I want to ask a question. Do you? Is that it? You want to ask a question? A silly one? Oh my goodness. These coins are interesting. So if you're like, yeah, I want a yes or no question, I will do it. Beth, all right, you can wait. Y'all, I'm just harassing Beth. That's it. I'm just teasing. All right. All right. Let's give you a card. As soon as I start honing in on your energy, I have, this is where I work also. This is my office, y'all. So I have things up for work. And one of the things that I instantly put my eyes on was leads. And I don't know why, but that was it was a very just, okay, leads. Do you have a question about sourcing those? The Hermit. You got the Hermit in reverse. By the way, if you've ever seen The Labyrinth, perfect card for the Hermit. Perfect. Tell me that's not perfect. That right there. Perfect card for the Hermit. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing is your little dry erase board. All right. I was like, why do I see this? All right. The Hermit. By the way, for this deck, the major arcana, it's pretty spot on. Like it's pretty spot on. So you got the Hermit. Are you feeling confused and overwhelmed? No, because this was in reverse. So the Hermit carries a warning. Be careful not to become too introverted, or it will turn to isolation, which does more harm than good. Reflection, rumination, soul searching can be enlightening in moderation, but be sure to balance introversion with a healthy dose of social interaction and fun, or you may end up frustrated and starved for stimulating conversation, like the wise man's chatty hat. So, your card is talking about this work from home right now. I take it this is temporary, right? Is it temporary or is it because there's a part of me that really wants to stick on permanent. Like this is something that you're like I'm going to do from now on is work from home. And for you, I can see that being a drawback. Hold on. Okay. Okay. All right. You have an office in Brandon, but no one is there. Oh, so you are feeling lonely. You are feeling a little starved for attention. Okay. That makes perfect sense now. Make sure you get those little weekly lunches because you are a social butterfly, so you kind of need to get out of the house and not be this hermit, okay? Hold on one moment, guys. Just got to take care of some business over here. All right. We have an unwanted visitor in chat, and I appreciate everybody having their own beliefs, and you are more than welcome to have your own belief system, but I have mine as well, and I would appreciate the respect. Okay? So, if you come into chat and you are, saying things that pass judgment, you're going to be blocked. You're going to be blocked. Simple. All right? Okay. Next, I believe was Serena, right? Serena, are you still here, kiddo? Are you still here? All right. Serena, I am going to read you a card. Oh, you are. There's a nervousness about you right now, Serena. There's a nervousness. Like you don't know. First of all, I will not see anything in your head you don't want me to see. Okay? You get to decide that. And if for whatever reason, if I ever pull a card that seems too personal, I won't read it. I will tell you to message me. I've done that before here on this channel. It's like, no. All right. Let's see. You got the 5 of feathers. You got the 5 of feathers. The 5 of feathers, upright position. You're kind of anxious. Okay. Considered the ultimate conflict card. The 5 of feathers symbolizes battles and clashes. Whether you're fighting the goblin army or a less whimsical enemy, it's clear that this conflict is unfortunate but necessary. You'll need to strategize carefully and use your wits to come out of it victoriously. So you are having a conflict of some sort right now. And unfortunately for you, it's not one that you can bow out of. It's not one that you can say, I just don't want to deal with this and go away, because it's a battle that has to be either won or lost. There's a definitive line being drawn in the sand for this one. Think about what you want. Think about what you want. What is the ultimate thing? Emotion aside and out. What do you want? That's when you'll figure out how to win this battle. But right now you are arguing about something, and it's an important something. And don't let that person tell you that this isn't a big deal, or that you are making something other than what it is. If it's a feeling you have, you feel it. Okay? All right? If it's a feeling you have, feel it. Go through it. Process it. Don't bury it down. Don't say, okay, it's nothing. Get it out there. All right? But this battle is absolutely necessary in order for you to have a boundary and for you to stick up for what you want. All right? So if you are thinking, I shouldn't be angry, you have a right to be angry. Be angry. Okay? Okay. And Maria, I don't know. Don't know. Last time we had to block a bunch of people, it was because they were being harassing in a not so nice way, right? Not that any harassment is nice, but like they were being overtly sexual with the chat, and that's when I had to block them last time. This time, it is what it is. Maria, Serena, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. That explains like why you're anxious about things. Cards were very clear and your messages were very clear. The messages are, you have a right to be angry and feel those feelings. Feel those feelings. Once you get through that, then I think you can decide what to do with those feelings. But right now, you don't even know what to do with those feelings. You're trying not to feel them. Feel them. So that way then you can process and know what I need to do next. Okay. Let's see. Who was next after Serena? I think I got everybody. Did I get everybody? I got Lydia, Amanda, Maria, Lori, Beth, Serena. Yeah. Ethan, how are you? Absolutely. Okay, I have to be honest with these septum piercings that you guys see. They're not real. They're not. I want my septum pierced. However, I'm a weenie. Now this is real, but this is not. This is just one of those that kind of like Oh, Ashu! I had to get Ashu too. Ethan, before I get to you, I have to get to Ashu. How could I forget Ashu? That's tell Ashu I'm sorry. It was not on purpose. I got all kinds of flustered. Serena, you know where I am anytime, okay, kiddo? You know how to get a hold of me. If you need more cards pulled, just ask. Okay. And I can understand completely. All right, Ashu. So when I'm connecting to Ashu, I have like I'm in a room of white. I'm in a room of white, like blinding white. There's a lot of feathers. There's a lot of feathers. You got the 7 of feathers. A lot of feathers. A lot of motion. The labyrinth is full of sneaky surprises. The 7 of feathers represents trickery and deception. Don't take things at face value now. Stay vigilant. Remember, things aren't always what they seem. This has multiple levels for you, kiddo. This has multiple levels for you. This is not only speaking of how you are perceiving the world around you, but this is speaking to how you are perceiving inside. There's a lot of negative self-talk. A lot of negative self-talk that I'm hearing, Ashu. Remember that when you hear those negative things, one,